Hello, it's Martin here with Danny. First game of the season, it was Farnham 1, Hungerford 0. Thoughts on the game, mate?
Yeah, not a lot in it. I don't think it's the most enthralling game of football. Like I said, Farnham had lots of possession. I felt we frustrated them for long periods. Probably had the better moments first half. And we got done by a moment of brilliance by arguably the best player in the league. So, yeah, it's disappointing on that aspect, but can I moan that my players didn't give me everything? They did, absolutely, every single one of them. Obviously, we worked hard this week on what Farnham are good at. I felt like we negated their lots of good points. We felt that was well within the game and everything like that. And they're a good side. They're on a massive momentum, they're on an upward curve. Obviously, you only have to go online and see how big they want to become and everything like that. And when they have a player like Bobby Joe Taylor, what can you say? He's a top player, and it's not just here. He scored against me. He scored against me for Ebbsfleet and for Dorking. So he is a difference maker. I generally felt that we knew that this week, and the minute you let him inside on your left foot, against me especially, is only going to be one outcome. But apart from that split second or switching off, my lads were magnificent today, I felt, and they gave me absolutely everything. Yes, we wasn't pleasing on the eye at times. Yes, obviously we could have been a little bit better in possession, but for work rate, endeavour and passion and everything like that, I can't fault them at all.
No, mate, as you say, it was probably a classic 0-0 draw, really, wasn't it? But one moment of brilliance is the difference between the two sides.
It is, he was the difference. You only have to see when he gets on the ball and he glides and his way his body moves, when he's got the ball and everything like that. Like I say, he's a National League player playing at step 3, so I can't speak any highly of him, and good luck to fair play to Farnham that actually can attract him here and get him here. So yeah, and that's what it was. It was just one moment of brilliance from a top player, and like I said, Farnham are much fancied. You can see why. You can see that they're building things here, and they're gonna they want to go on to bigger and better things, and that's the way. But like I said, he was the difference. Definitely believe that. But like I said, our performance from ourselves, I'm not disheartened, I'm not worried, I'm not anything like that. I'm not unhappy at all, because I actually felt that we actually played quite well.
Indeed, it was very solid and disciplined, I thought, performance. You must be quite pleased with that aspect of the game.
Yeah, what I'm like, Martin. I think, sometimes I get labelled a little bit open and things like that, and basketball matches and things like that. And, I'm not, we had to come here and we had to work hard and we had to do the off the ball bit right. And I felt that we'd done absolutely everything right off the ball. Just by that moment where we let him cut in, and it was about 3 tackles that he skipped past. So, yeah, like I said, the players done exactly what Stu and I, Gaz, Stylo, Hobbo, Joe, all the staff, Graham, what we wanted them to do. And it's a moment of brilliance that unfortunately we walk out of here with nothing, when I felt that we were good at least for a point.
Indeed, mate. And of course we move on our first home game, but good to be back at Pulpit Lane for a home league game. But Gloucester City, always a tough challenge.
Yeah, always a spicy affair, always a good good side. I think we've been given 2 of the sides that are much fancied straight away, which we love. This is why we do football. The reason why, I jumped out of bed, I tried to jump out of bed, wobble out of bed as best as I could today, because you want to be involved in these games. And Gloucester City, at home, don't get no real bigger for me and us as well. So we're going to look forward to it. Like I said, we're fighting fit. We have got pretty much bar probably the skipper, a clean bill of health again, bar suspensions as well. So let's go and attack it and pack Pulpit Lane as much as we can.
Yeah, and it was a great showing from the away supporters today. I know Farnham generously put on a free bus, but we also probably had double the amount of people turn up without coming on the bus.
Yeah, absolutely. I have to say thank you to obviously Farnham's chairman for laying that on for our supporters and everything like that. It's very, very much grateful, especially like I said, when life is so expensive, isn't it, and everything like that. So brilliant generosity from him, can't thank him enough for that. And we had a brilliant following, over there by the pepperoni stand. Felt like we took it over, and were noisy as well. So hopefully, fingers crossed, like I said, they're not too disheartened with that, because I definitely felt it was a good performance, and we need to pack Hungerford as much as we can, Pulpit Lane as much as we can on Tuesday, and every home game. So we've got 2 home games now. Let's make sure that we get our supporters there in numbers, and really support the lads, because they don't half make a difference.
Yeah, and also I'd like to mention probably that leading the choir today was our chairman, Chris Bade, and I know he probably gets a lot of stick, but from lots of people. But I don't think you spot many chairmen leading the singing in the away end, really, would you?
Yeah, I think even the bench even recognised that it was himself that was singing as well. So yeah, of course, they're polar opposites, the two chairmans, aren't they? Farnham chairman and our chairman. Our chairman, he works, like, not saying that the Farnham chairman don't, but it's morning, noon and night. He hasn't got the money. He don't put the money in himself. What he does is he drives everything and trying to put events on and drum up as much interest in Hungerford town as well, and and he's brilliant for that. To be fair, the whole Bowden family are superb at that, but obviously they're very well supportive, a fantastic committee like yourself and like everybody else, and Norman, Skippy, and and Pass and everybody like that. So yeah, it's a family feel football club. We've always said that ever since I've been here. I feel, like I said, that's the way to go forward. We haven't got embarrassment of riches. We have to be hard working, and that's exactly what this football club's all about.
Indeed, mate, indeed. Well, unlucky today. I thought we deserved at least a point, but we roll, and we'll see you on Tuesday night.
Yep, see you Tuesday, mate.
Thanks, mate.